I want to play for you a very sick fantasy that Alex Jones, conspiracy theorist of Infowars, put forward about what he would like to see happen to Dr. Anthony Fauci. Now, fortunately, I don't think Alex Jones would be in a position of power if Trump were to become president of the United States again. But here's the rub, and here's the critical point. Many of the people who would be in Trump's cabinet and would be Trump staffers share the view that Alex Jones presents here. Take a listen to this.
We know this is a problem. It needs to be dealt with. The criminal gang leaders, the big heads of the central banks, Pfizer head, Fauci, all of them that lied to Trump, we know, created the disinfo, already had the vaccine ready years before they released the virus. They all need to go to prison for the rest of their lives. It sounds sexy to say they need to be executed. But, you know, they sent Napoleon to an island twice because he had a lot of stay-behind networks, which to keep fighting if they turn him into a martyr. You don't turn them into martyrs. You don't execute them. You just put them in a prison in solitary confinement. They can be out 1 hour a day, but you lock them up for the rest of their lives. Now, that said, it is constitutional if it can be shown that they knowingly, like Bayer Pharmaceutical did, put HIV and hepatitis and killed over 1 million hemophiliacs in the U.S. and Europe and Australia and other areas. It is the right thing to do that they be executed. But I'm saying that's up to juries.
The idea here is that at minimum, Dr. Anthony Fauci, an 83-year-old doctor who has spent 5 decades, the parts of 6 decades maybe, in public health, should be at minimum locked up for life, or he deserves to be executed, but a jury would have to agree to that. Now, as I said, I don't believe Alex Jones, as deranged as Trump is, I don't think Alex Jones is going to be in a position of power if Donald Trump becomes president. But the people who would be in charge have the same fantasy about imprisoning Dr. Fauci. During a congressional hearing just last week, repugnant, reactionary, retrograde Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said to Dr. Fauci, "You should be in prison." So while it sounds absurd and hyperbolic and borderline impossible, maybe hearing it from Alex Jones, imprisoning Fauci, what are you talking about? This is indirectly on the ballot in November. Now, I'm going to be voting against it, to be clear. And it's really important that everybody understand. We're not shaming anybody here, okay? But it's really important that people understand. If you take any step which enables Trump to get closer to the presidency, you are involved in helping this become a reality. This is not, we hear about we shouldn't shame voters. Absolutely, we shouldn't shame anybody, but we need to have real conversations. And so this is why when people call in and they say to me, David, I'm thinking of staying home. I don't like Trump, but I'm thinking of staying home to show my displeasure. Or I don't like Trump, but I'm thinking of writing in or voting third party for Cornel West or Jill Stein, or I don't know if Marianne Williamson's still running, or Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And that's why I say to them, absolutely, you can do that. No question about it. I understand what you're getting at. However, are you comfortable helping Trump enter the Oval Office again, where he will get 2 Supreme Court picks when Alito and Clarence Thomas say this is a good time to retire because Trump will replace us, and then Trump is responsible for 5/9 of the Supreme Court, and we have a MAGA Supreme Court until at least 2044, probably 2048, realistically 2050, or even a few years beyond that. And then you look back and you go, I had a role in that. You know why? Because I stayed home. Or I wrote someone in. I can't do that. Now, you can look at me with a straight face and you can say, David, I don't care. I'm comfortable doing that. I'm comfortable taking actions that help Trump and people who have the same sick fantasies as Alex Jones enter power. If you're comfortable with that, by all means do it. My argument is I'm not comfortable with it, so I'll be voting in a different way in November. Disgusting fantasy. I don't think Alex Jones will get to implement it, but there are people around Trump who have much the same fantasy, and I don't want them anywhere near any kind of center of power.